What's up, guys? Specstar here today with a little OU live. I go back on the gear grind, and it's been a few days since I've made a video, and if you saw my video explaining why there wasn't a stream, to some extent you know why. Just got a bunch of shit going on right now. Things are a little bit nuts for me. Sleep's been shit. One of my parrots unfortunately passed away. I got a whole thing going on, moving in a few days, but I'm gonna try to get some videos up in the process of getting all this going. As soon as September starts, I should be back on schedule with my uploads, so after then it should be better. But for now, I'm just got this video going. I wanted to record it, and I've got this team here I built around Klingklang, and it is an Electrium Z Klingklang. I got the Magnezone set to give it some opportunities to do some damage by getting rid of steals. Scarf Magnezone. Klingklang has a lot of potential in this game. I need to trap that Kartana. I'm thinking based on this team, he'd probably lead that Landorus. That would be my guess. Ooh, he has so many potential Scarfers, but I would lean thinking it would probably be Landorus since Kartana is potentially is cleaner. I would think more of an Assault Vest type of Magearna. That's kind of my thought process here. So I could just lead off with my Zapdos here. I think that's my best play. He's going to lead off with his Bulu, and Zapdos is a very good answer to Bulu, so I will take that. I'm going to Volt Switch because Landorus is not a good switch into this Pokemon at all. He goes into Mag. That looks like AV damage to me. Okay, so I could go into my Growth here, or I could go Klingklang and immediately try to put on some pressure. Landorus is not going to intimidate this thing as a clear body. I don't think he wants to let Magearna take a gear grind. That's what I think. So I kind of want to get damage off on something here. Unless he goes Kartana, I wouldn't really do too much, but Kartana has to play around with this Scarf Magnezone. He decides to leave Magearna in and Volt Switch out. That damage off on Magearna is really nice for Greninja. Hello, Shadow. So he goes Kartana here, and I got a very great answer to that in Zapdos, which is basically the best Kartana answer there is. He's got a Swords Dance as my little dog's jumping on my face. He does not like when I record anymore. I'm just gonna Volt Switch out. He'll Leaf Blade me. He's gonna get paralyzed, which is nice for me. Actually, not really. I could have just went Magnezone anyway. And I'm gonna pick this thing off, and things are set up for Klingklang here. I just need damage off on Landorus, and then things look really nice for Klingklang. Klingklang is a monster. People sleep, but they should not. He brings out his Hoopa here, which is a big threat to us, particularly if it's Scarf, although I'm not sure it would be. Probably more likely to be some sort of nasty plot variant. That's what I would think based on his team, but we'll see. I'm gonna go into my Tangrowth. Trick Rooms, okay. You know, I didn't notice the little semi-Trick Room core he's got going on here, but it makes sense. As my dog is pawing at my laptop, which he should not be doing. I'm just gonna knock this thing off, see what it's got going on. Life Orb, that's fine with me. He Hyperspace Furies and takes my Assault Vest. He's gonna drop his defense. One more is a roll. Do I need to keep this thing alive without its vest? It's still fairly nice. I just don't think it's completely urgent that I preserve it here. So I'm just gonna go for an Earthquake. He'll Psyshock me. Alright, so now Tangrowth is gonna win this matchup. He'll bring in his Bulu, that's fine with me. I'll knock this thing off. We'll see a band on it, so it's definitely gonna be a Scarf Landorus Therian. I'm gonna move my dog because he keeps pawing at my laptop. So he brings in the Bulu here. This could be a little bit annoying. Fortunately, I have that monster Klingklang, which always is the best counter to this that exists. He's gonna go for Wood Hammer. I could go into Magnezone here pretty freely. And I think I actually just want to Volt Switch because he's not crazy enough to go Landers here when Flash Cannon's obvious. I'm gonna Volt Switch. He goes down to Magearna, that's good for me. Is it in range of my Gear Grind? Let me scroll back up. Grind, no, it would be a roll if anything. I could still go into Klingklang. This might be my time to go for setup here. Although Landers is just sitting right there, so I'm not sure if I want to do that. I could go for my Gigavolt and try to take this thing out. Gigavolt does do the damage. He goes out into Landers there, hard Landers, so that's gonna bite me in the ass. But it's not the end of the world here. I'm gonna go into my Tangrowth. Okay. Actually, I got the grassy terrain. I could predict him to U-turn out. I'm gonna predict him to U-turn out here. Sky Strike, okay. Wow. Glad to burn that. I'll throw off a Gear Grind on this thing, and that is some decent damage. And I'm just working towards a Greninja win condition here. I have to think about that Bulu. That's the biggest obstacle for me. I think I kind of want to click Hydro Pump here, even though it's inaccurate. It kind of kiboshes any realistic switching he has. That's what I'm going to do. He goes on to Hoopa. I'm going to miss. I'm going to bank on not missing 2 in a row. There we go. My luck's bad. I didn't think in that moment it was going to be 2 Hydro misses in a row bad. So I went for it, and it does pay off here. I will go out now into my Tangrowth on the Bulu. Hornleech is going to do still more than I like. Need to get this thing chipped in Ranger Greninja. That's what I need to work for. Quick HP Ice, he goes Magearna. That's fine with me. Solvus run Ice Beam right now? I don't think it does. I don't think it runs Ice Beam right now, so he probably has to Fleur Cannon. I think he just Volt Switches. I'm gonna Leaf Storm. I think he just Volt Switches here. Yeah, he does. Yeah, these things don't usually run Ice Beam anymore. And he needed Fleur Cannon to take me out, and that was not the end of the world for me if he did go for a Fleur Cannon and get that drop. He brings out his Landers on my Leaf Storm. Leaf Storm, just a great move to hit his whole team. You don't see a lot of Tangrowths running Leaf Storm. I've always loved that move on this Pokemon, but I'm kind of on my own on that one. You don't really see it. The damage difference is just really nice for a lot of the Pokemon that like to switch in to put pressure on this. So it's kind of my prerogative there. I'm going to bring in my Magnezone here. It's going to Wood Hammer. Chip is nice. I'm going to Volt Switch again. I've clicked it every time. I'm going to click it again. He brings in Magearna. That's nice. And his train's going to end, so I get to go into Garchomp. And I can get my rocks up here. Probably see Bulu come out. Rocks are nice for wearing that thing down, making him have a harder time coming in on Greninja with basically everything. I wish I had the coverage move instead of spikes on Greninja right about now. Ice Beam, Gunk Shot, whatever, anything aside from spikes would be really nice here. I just put spikes on this thing because they could be nice for Klingklang, and I kind of wanted to build this team to make Klingklang work. So I'm going to bring in my Growth, and he makes an interesting play out in Slowbro, which I did not see coming. I feel like he would go Magearna here. I feel like he's going to make a Magearna play. He's in range of Outrage after Rocks. Earthquake should be, but then that just brings Bulu in, so I don't really gain anything out of it. Earthquake, he actually goes into Bulu for some reason. I will gladly take any chip on this Pokemon he's willing to give me. If he will let me put any damage on this with my Tangrowth, I will accept that very happily. I just need damage on this Pokemon and then Greninja wins. That's what I have to work for. So that's kind of where my thoughts are here. He goes for Sen Headbutt. That would have done approximately 0 damage. Not really sure why he clicked Zen there. It doesn't do more damage than Hornleech. It does the exact same damage as Hornleech, so I guess he was trying to flinch me down or something. There's really no other reason to click that move. Hornleech hits every Pokemon on my team as well or better, so yeah, I really don't know what SA over here is doing, but we'll take it. And now Bulu is nice and chipped, getting very close to Greninja range, if not already in Greninja range. It might be in land, have to land Hydro Pump range though, and he is out the battle. It did not look very good for him anyway, so I'm not too surprised there. And we're gonna cop the W there, and I'm gonna attribute all of that to Klingklang, heart and soul of the team. This guy seems pretty weak to Klingklang too. He's got Skarmory, the one answer, and I've got Mag and the Electrium, so if I can manage to set up on Clef, it could potentially do something here. His team, I guess, could very well have a lead Skarm, but you don't really see lead Skarm anymore. It's not nearly as popular as it has been. I think I might just want to go ahead and Garchomp. He has to defog any hazards away, so if he leads Skarmory, he can't hazard stack because he has to immediately defog them away. I'll get him my rocks here. He's not going to gain any edge hazard-wise on me. If he sets anything up, he'll have to get rid of it because of that Volcarona. Yeah, he gets up his rocks, but he'll have to defog them away. Here I can Sword Stance up. And if he wants to defog, I'll just get them back up, and eventually he'll have to Whirlwind, and he'll have to do so with me leaving rocks up, and then I can potentially get a better answer to this thing in. Interestingly, he spikes up. Is he no hazard control? Is this man no hazard control Volcarona? What a monster! What a monster! I wonder if he has Whirlwind on this set. That would mean he has no attacking move, but it makes more sense to have no attacking move than it does to have no Whirlwind on this. That's my thought process here. I'll throw off my Drake there. I can Sword Stance up. Eventually I'll probably beat this thing, unless he does show that out of nowhere he's got the Whirlwind, which is still not the end of the world for me. It's not going to get damage off on this thing, and it's still useful for later. Now I can Outrage here. Is it in range? I think it either is or it's a roll here. So we'll see what happens here. If he goes Clef, the Moonblast doesn't KO me, so I throw off an Outrage, and then I break out of the chain of using it, and then I can click Earthquake on that Pokemon, and with my boost do a lot. Usually you don't see Unaware on the ladder, so I'm not fearing that too much, but I guess you never know. That is so whack though. No hazard control Volcarona. What a monster. This man has no fear. I like that Zero Aura though. That's a quality mon. Love it in Draft League. Haven't really used it in OU, but I mean, in OU, what's the real reason to run it over Coco? In Draft League, you have it being cheaper than Coco and a later round option than Coco. In OU, there's just not too many reasons. The only really reason you'd want to run this thing over Coco, and that's still not even over, is because if you had Coco and you wanted it to abuse electric terrain. So he returns. I thought he was out the building, Forrest Griffin Anderson Silva style. I still think he's just going to let the timer wind down. I'm going to find another battle. I think he's out of here. Nope. Okay, so I make the mistake. Oh well, I can rock 2 battles at once. Not my first rodeo. Brings in the Clef. Did that thing take rocks damage? It did, wow. So he's unaware. Okay. I might have to make a decision about if I want to defog and then try to reset my rocks later. But for now, I'm going to bring my Klingklang in. And I'm going to shift gear up, right? Yeah, I'm going to shift gear up here. Maybe I just want to gear grind because this thing might take a hit. Yeah, I'm just going to gear grind. He doesn't have much of a switch in anyway. So I better pick my lead here. He probably leads B. B is almost always the lead. Chomp's pretty sensible for me. He leads B, that's fine. I'm gonna get my rocks up. He'll probably turn out into Scarm, that would be my prediction. So he brings out his Medicham, and I am gonna miss a crucial gear grind. Awesome. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna get him back. I'm gonna static him. And he is gonna deserve it. There we go. Like I said, I'm gonna static him and he's gonna deserve it because I missed my gear grind, which probably would have done like 70 to that thing. He brings in his Scarm. That's a-okay with me. If he wants to defog, I get my Megan. He brings in his B. That thing's getting nice and chipped, and I get to bring in my Zapdos. He risks static, and he's gonna drill run him. He has no electric immunity, and that is music to my ears. Unfortunately, he does not get static. I'm gonna Volt Switch out. Here he probably clicks side jump kick. I'm gonna Volt out. I might have to make the terrible move and sack Klingklang here. Nah, fuck it, I'll sack Chomp. This is a Klingklang live. I'm not sacking the Klangster. I can't sack the Klangster here. Can't do it. So he's gonna go into Tar as I Volt Switch out. I could bring Chomp in, or I could bring in the threat, the Klangster. I'm gonna shift gear because I think he may not immediately go Kartana. He may go Skarmory first, so I'm gonna shift gear here. He'll Bullet Punch. Alright, Bullet Punch, Medicham and OU. I don't think that's really the meta, but works out for him here. I'm bringing my Greninja here, try to put some pressure on. I'm going to click Shuriken. Eventually, I'm probably going to want to think about winning with this thing and Shuriken in the back. I don't need much health on it to do so. It's actually going to go hard Kartana. That's not the end of the world for me because I have Zapdos and he has no electric immunity. And he risks static again, so yeah, that's how it goes. And I get a Volt Switch out here very, very freely. He goes down to T-Tar. This might be... Feeney's too good of an answer to my Greninja here. Klingklang puts more pressure on him. I'm gonna just go right for a gear grind here, and I will take that Tar out. Finally, the Klangs are doing a little bit. Wow, he goes out hard Clef. If I went with Hydro Pump, that would have been a costly move for him. Alright, so... looking pretty tricky here in this battle for us. I think here my play is just to Flash Cannon. I think that's my move there. I think the guy's crazy enough to leave this thing in, frankly. He may go Zero Aura, too. I think I just... here he should go Zero Aura. And I have to go tank. I'm losing this battle, I think. I think this battle's lost, but we win this one, so... yeah, I'm pretty sure we've took a fat L here to No Hazard's Volcarona. There's a method to this man's madness. He's gonna go Volcarona, okay. That makes sense, too. This is looking rough. This is looking rough, but I'm gonna play until the whistle blows. As for Fiery Dance, I take that. I Earthquake him. He survives. Ultimately, I just have to think about Greninja. I think I have to go Meg here. I'm just gonna click Flash Cannon. I think that's my move. This guy should lead Smeargle here. How fast is... Is Smeargle faster than my Klingklang? I don't think so. I think I'm just... God, I don't know how fast Smeargle is. That's embarrassing. I should know that. Okay, let me check. Data Smeargle. 75. No, I think that's faster, yeah. Only Greninja. He leads Medicham. This thing drops to a Specs Hydro Pump. He's gonna fake out. He should go Sexy Pexy here. Yeah, not surprised. I'm gonna shift my gears. And let's see his Klingklang answer. Volt goes down. Zeraora comes in, close combats. Alright, let's start to win with Water Shuriken. We just have to click Water Shuriken here. It's over. D-Knight should take us out. Oh, if he Scald Burns me, I'm not going to be happy. Ooh, dodged it. That's great. Is the Gigavolt Havoc enough? Does the Klang have the power? Yes. Klingklang dropping a Sexy Pexy from full. That is the power of the Klingklang. Top Pokemon in the meta. Do not sleep on that Pokemon. Oh, 2 hits, yeah. Okay, it's time to click the X there. GG to the opponent. The no hazard control Volt guy is a genius. What do you know? He brings out the Bisharp here. That's not the greatest answer to this thing. Especially since knockoff, it doesn't work on the Z move. I think I just go right for a Wild Charge here, get some good damage off on this thing. He goes for Swords Dance, so he's gonna click Sucker here. He's definitely gonna click Sucker. Yeah. Volt Switch should put this thing in range of Water Shuriken, which is nice, especially with Sexy Pexy down. He's pretty vulnerable to Greninja. I just have to worry about Bulu, and Bulu's probably offensive since it's on a Webs team. He brings in the Smeargle, and I can bring in... Garchomp's too hard walled by Bulu, so I'm gonna bring in Greninja, which is interestingly less hard walled by Bulu. I'm just gonna click Dark Pulse. It's a decent chunk, but not as much as I'd like. I'm gonna go back in his Zapdos. He probably should pull a double here. If he does, he makes a good play here. I don't wanna... I'm not very high on the ladder on this account because I do Specscriber Saturdays on this. Wow, yeah. I knew it was... If I was anywhere higher on the ladder, I would have just clicked Dark Pulse again, but down here, I'm not going to overestimate anybody. I'm just not gonna do it. This team needs some control, probably. Well, now I set up a Klingklang. And unless this thing pulls out of nowhere a Whirlwind, he's in trouble. You need the better Klingklang answer, my friend. When you build for OU, you need to ask yourself, what is my answer to Klingklang? It's a top question everyone's got to ask with their team. And the Mega Medicham is going down. Klingklang has taken out Toxapex and Mega Medicham. What a beast. Bisharp's gonna come out. This is a roll. This Wild Charge is a roll. Gotta be. Yeah, we get those. We claim those rolls. Klingklang, what a beast. You put my Zapdos to sleep, you gave the Klingklang the setup. Never give the Klingklang the setup. That is a top mon. You know what? That's a pretty good note to end it off. He had a pretty... Well, it wasn't standard, but he had some Mismagius and Webs, and he had some common threats like Medicham and Toxapex, and he was just dismantled by the Klingklang. So that's a probably good note to end this off on. And for all my subscribers, I want to thank you guys for having the patience with me not really uploading because of all the shit that's been going on. Within a few days, I'll definitely get the ship righted and things will get back to normal with my channel and uploads. So yeah, again, I really just want to thank you guys who've been patient through all this stuff. I'm gonna try to upload even before this stuff ends, but we'll see what happens. It probably won't be as regular as I'd like it to be, but you know, that's just life. So thank you guys for watching. Have yourselves a good night.